Hey y'all, what's good? We talking about One Piece and we talking about Logia Devil Fruit, specifically this video. Now this video stems from kind of sort of conversation I had and a question I had. I will read that question and yeah, go from there because I told the dude I would do a response video to this and he said okay. So I'm like, cool, let's go. Alright y'all. Now hopefully this video won't be too long. I don't think so because I'm just going to explain a few things and yeah, be done with it. Now, and it's about, let's see, like we about halfway through the question. Yeah, 2/3 of the way through the question. I mean, through the comment. Anyways, well then let me ask you this. Why isn't an opaque object a natural obstruction to a light man like Kizaru? Or why is magma able to burn fire as Akainu did to Ace? I think hockey was not mentioned to be used there. Fire can easily vaporize magma, molten rock. Just some friendly questions. Now, let me first off deal with three things before I even deal with each of those individual questions. Number one, the explanation that Ichiro Oda has given for the devil fruits is still quite vague. Now, we know a hell of a lot more than we do about hockey at this point about devil fruits, but we still don't know. Number two, we will not fully understand devil fruits until we, get a conversation, until one of the Straw Hats or whatever, we get information from Dr. Vegapunk himself. When we get information from Dr. Vegapunk, so much will be explained about the One Piece world. Yeah, for example, why in the world, how can there even be artificial devil fruits? What is a devil fruit? How did they come to be? Like, what, why, this thing about water, not this mythical explanation, but what's this thing about water? Why can't you swim? What's up with the sea? Sea prism stone, Kairoseki, stuff like that. There's so many questions we have. And number three, understand, and I say this, and I will keep saying this until people get it. And I haven't really said it in the videos, I don't believe, but I need to. When you're dealing with fictional universes, when you're dealing with fictional world, when you're dealing with worlds and universes, every world and universe has its own set of rules that it must follow, its own laws of nature, mind you. Okay. When you're especially dealing with fictional universes, you cannot always apply the same, logic and reason, rules of physics and whatnot that we have in ours. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work. Unless it's established that it's the exact same world that we live in, our Earth, you can't apply every bit of physics that we have here to that world. You can apply some if it relates. Okay? If something's said to be the speed of sound, you can say it's Mach 1. I had this discussion back with Zebra in Four Heavenly Kings because of what happened in the Four Beast arc. And I was like, it's the speed of sound, it's Mach 1. It doesn't matter how fast it actually is in their world, how fast that Mach 1, it's still Mach 1. That's what is known as the speed of sound, it's Mach 1. Now, Mach 1 may change, but it's still Mach 1. You understand what I'm saying? You have to be real. You have to know when to tell when it is and when it ain't. Now, to not make this video too long, each of the individual questions. Well, I would like to present about Logias. Logia is unknown to be the elements. Logia users become the elements themselves. Now, let me break this down. I was talking about this earlier, and understand this. Because there was this discussion we had about a water Logia, and I still hold that we need to see definitely a water Logia. I still believe we need to see an earth Logia and a wind Logia, and it would be really uber cool to see a metal Logia. And people were, and dudes broke it down and explained why, and I broke down, and I won't fully go into it, but yeah, a water Logia can definitely exist. Oh yeah, most definitely. And most people's criticism of it, what about seawater? No, you don't understand. Water Logia, we're talking about pure water. It can definitely exist. It would make sense for it to exist, especially if you consider all the classical elements. In the Greek This is a slight tangent, but understand this. In Greek, um, the four classical elements in ancient Greece were fire, water, wind, and earth. In Chinese mythology, and that was ancient Greek mythology. In ancient Chinese mythology, there were five classical elements. It was fire, water, wind, wood slash bamboo, whatnot, and metal. And one dude even did his research and went back into five classical out of Japanese mythology, ancient Japanese mythology. The five classical elements were fire, water, wind. I forget, it was either metal or earth. No, fire, water. Was it earth, metal, something or another, and void. Whatever. I can't remember, but that doesn't matter. Anyways, understand that they're the elements themselves. And when they're the elements themselves, they can produce the element as well as become the element. That's why they become intangible. They become whatever element that is. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean intangible as we have with AOTG. Every Logia is different depending on what element it is. Okay? They all produce, but they all can't control their environment like Caesar's Clown gas fruit can. They all don't become entirely intangible like AOPG's ice. You understand what I'm saying? It depends. And it also, you gotta understand, each Logia user, it's like with any devil fruit user, there's different levels to this. There's different skill levels. You look at Sir Crocodile, highly skilled with his Logia devil fruit. Ace had a very powerful devil fruit, and although he was quite skilled, he had some ways to go. You look at the admirals; they're quite beastly with theirs. Now, to the point about Kizar, opaque objects. Why can't they natural obstruction? Well, that's a yes and no. Now, the reason I say that is, if you will go back to the Salbody Archipelago, and I recently saw a kind of thing today or yesterday about when he did his light kind of movement beam kind of thing, and he followed Scratchman Apu, right? He went around buildings. He didn't go through buildings, okay? He went around buildings. When you look at his abilities, what he's able to do, he uses the speed of light, but speed also involves power. Light has weight as well, and he's used that, and he's used to be very destructive. And you've seen him kick in rock fools, okay? You've seen his beams do bad work. You've seen even Frankie's radical beam, his laser beams destroy things. They disintegrate. So opaque objects, yes, they are, but you gotta also understand light. It produces shadows. You understand what I'm saying? It produces. So yeah, they actually do. In a way, he actually does. But he phases through things. You understand? He phases through. So it's complicated. I don't know all the physics behind how light is used. I don't know. And we haven't fully seen what he's all capable of or got a full explanation, let alone, over the devil fruits, let alone Logias. Because you gotta understand, each specific type, in each category of devil fruit, whether it be Zoan, Paramecia, and Logia, has its own specifics. Now, for example, how the zones are able to transform. You don't really see that. I mean, they're able to transform into other, from hybrid, from their normal self until their animal. I mean, Chopper even has 7 transformations. Or is it 6 at this point? I don't know. Post-time sip is confusing whether he has 6 or 7. But anyways, not important. When you look at Paramecia, they're able to they're very crazy with their abilities. They're morphing and ability. It just depends on the user and it really depends on the user and what he's capable of and his own specific anatomy. And when it comes to the Logias, we just know they're elemental. And again, it depends on the skill level of the user. Now, and then also, you throw in hockey, that just throws in a whole bunch of elements, and we know barely the basics of hockey, so it is what it is with that. And hopefully we deal with that. As far as on the light, man, Kizaru. And see, the thing about Kizaru is, well, people ask why he doesn't move at the speed of light all the time. I mean, there's color, there's observation hockey, but Kizaru, he still needs to train more. He still does. He doesn't. He's nonchalant. His attitude is nonchalant. So he doesn't always use. He comes in a bit cocky. He doesn't always use his devil fruit at its finest. I'm just saying, though. I'm just saying. Now, look at, this whole thing with Akainu. Or why does magma be able to burn fire? And this whole thing, and this is an assumption that fire vaporizes magma. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Lava does. And there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference. Magma is molten rock. Okay, it's molten rock. Lava melts it. Fire doesn't melt it. Fire actually is emitted from magma. Fire is emitted from rocks exploding during volcanoes. You see at Marine 4 when he did that his attack from the ground, sent all those meteors. You see fire. You see for example, a meteor coming down. There's fire there. That's fire. Lava is a different substance. Now maybe Ace, if he would have kept training, if he got stronger, he might have got it to that level. He wasn't at that level. Akainu's heat was well higher than Ace's fire. It was well higher. I mean, think about it like this. Ace, now I'm not saying he was going all out, but Ace's fire simply combated Captain Smoker's smoke. It didn't put it out, it didn't consume it, it didn't, overblow it, and neither did Smoker. They just, negated each other. Now, I don't believe Ace went all out. I believe he would have killed Smoker if he really did. But at the same time, Ace wasn't at that level. So, and they do ask about hockey. We don't know. I'm guessing not. But also, you gotta also remember, there's at least 3 different types of armament hockey. Okay, we've seen, where Don Quixote Doflamingo, he does like this kind of invisible hockey. We've seen in this kind of invisible hockey in the Dressrosa arc. We've also seen the hardening hockey that Luffy uses. Everybody, the Black Fist. We've seen hockey clashes. I think Zoro's used hockey a few times where we haven't seen it. I mean, Sanji's, I'm pretty sure, has used it. We haven't really seen it. So I'm pretty sure that armaments hockey, there's more to it than just that game. So yes, he could have. But you also got somebody mentioned this one time with it. As far as an Ace's death, and I thought it was interesting. Whether it was the case or not, I'm not certain. I don't put my 100% money behind it. I might put 50. I might put a 50 rather than 100 on it. You know what I'm saying? I might put it 500 rather than a stack on it. But the thing about it is, Ace was trying to protect Luffy. If Ace became completely intangible, if he was really that powerful, which I don't believe so. I mean, this is Admiral Akainu. He became Fleet Admiral Akainu. He was able to be Aokiji, and we see how beastly Aokiji is. I'm just saying, though. I'm just saying. And remember, Ace was only 2nd Division commander of the White Beak Pirates. People overrate Ace. I'm just gonna be real. Ace lost. He lost to Blackbeard, who in turn, him and his crew originally lost to Magellan. I'm just saying, though. And Blackbeard and his whole crew took them whole crew to beat a dying, weak Whitebeard, and they had to do everything. Okay, you take it also into consideration that Ace, he relied heavily on his devil fruit. You take into consideration how, what I was about to say. You look at Marco, who's 1st Division commander. So Marco the Phoenix was more powerful than Ace. He was more well skilled, and he was arguably admiral level. Meaning he could keep up. You could say he could keep up with, the admirals, but don't think he could have beat them. He was keeping up with them, but he wasn't much, he wasn't able to defeat any admiral by any means. You know what I'm saying? They kept putting the smackdown on him. So you taking that in consideration with Ace, hell yeah, Akainu was more powerful than Ace. Hell yeah, clearly. So yeah, could he have killed Ace? Oh yeah, it made sense. It made perfect sense. And if Ace definitely didn't even try to become intangible to save Luffy, because Luffy was right there. Luffy got a scar, you know. If that's, I don't know how much weight that is, because I find that disagreeable. But if that is the case, then that's another explanation. But as far as in it, you gotta take power scaling. Power scaling. And yo, yeah, it makes perfect sense. With Logia's it's hard to gauge. It's hard to gauge. It really is. It depends on the user, like with all devil fruits. Remember what it was said on I think Peckham said it at Fishman Island. Logias who are overconfident in their abilities tend to have an early death. Ace is a beautiful example. He was cocky. And he might have an early death. Okay? You look at how hard it is to control Logia ability, how hard it is to master. I'm not saying you should master right off the spot, but look how crazy it is. I mean, when Tashigi was in Smoker's body, you saw she was all kinds of dysfunction. So I mean, there's a lot of things to consider. With that. But as far as the Logias are concerned, what I'll actually title this, I'll title this video Logia ability, Logia manipulation. I think I'll Logia manipulation. Logia user manipulation. That sounds the best. I'm just deciding whatever, because I don't want to just go Logia, because that's a whole slew of topics. But unexpected one, like, comment, subscribe, tell me your thoughts. I hope this was able to answer the question, as well as deal with some other issues that arise when it comes to Logias. And until we actually know more, I can't give you, I'm giving you as best as I can from the evidence that we've been given, from the facts that we have. And from there, just waiting for Oda to do more. You understand? To fully complete. Because hell, I'm still waiting on more Logias. I'm just saying, though. I mean, come on, people. This is the new world. There better be some OP hacks, Logia abilities. I'm just saying, though. We've seen enough. I mean, and we need to see more zones. We really do. Because we even have models. Okay? We need to see more zones. We definitely need to see the mythical zones. We need to see, I'm not saying Kaido, because I'm not convinced Kaido has devil fruit. I'm not convinced. I'm just saying, though. Anything else? No, I think that's good. Alright, y'all. Till next time. Peace.